Hello and welcome to the program Gender Screen. This program focuses on women empowerment and the major causes of sexual gender-based violence against women and girls within Liberia. Mostly 80 to 85% of gruesome practices that is perpetrated against women and girls within Liberia are implemented by men. Our guest for today is from the organization He4She in Liberia, and his name is Mr. Tamba Johnson. My name is Grace Williams, and you are watching CTV Africa. We'll take a short break to be right back. When we come back, we'll be discussing why was this organization founded. Keep watching. Welcome back to the program Gender Screen. If you are just joining us, this is a reminder that you are watching CTV Africa. And today we are discussing the He4She campaign that was recently launched within Liberia. And our guest is the CEO and founder of the organization He4She in Liberia, Mr. Tamba Johnson. So you are highly welcome to our platform.
Thank you very much for having me on your program.
I can see you are looking great and happy. Can you tell the secret to your happiness a little bit?
Well, first of all, we are alive and praise God that we are among the living, and because of our work over the time and the success we are experiencing, we are so grateful to Him for what He has done. That's why. Okay,
Mr. Johnson, can we get to know you a little bit?
Well, once again, I'm Tamba He4She Johnson, a Liberian. He is one of those that established the He4She Crusaders Liberia in 2017. And as we go along, we'll get to know he hails from Lofa County. Third out of 9 children, one has predeceased us. And he has a background with social work. He has a master in education with emphasis in supervision and administration. And so that's time for the time now.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, I really want to know, when was this organization, the He4She, founded?
Well, the organization He4She Crusaders Liberia actually founded in 2017 in Liberia as the result of the National Human Rights Advocacy Platform that was launched by the United Nations Human Rights Division by then. And we were charged with the mandate to ensure that human rights issues in Liberia be flagged and ensure that government carry on the implementation of those human rights issues, especially with the conventions and other instruments that government are signatory to. And we've been made understanding that in order for those gruesome practices that are perpetrated against women to be reduced in Liberia, the men need to be flagged up and be used as a campaign in order to end the violence or reduce the violence against women in Liberia. That's why the group was founded in 2017.
Looking at the name He4She, I really like that name. So like there are a lot of people that will be wondering, why is it called a He4She? I want you to elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, He4She, our strength actually comes from the late Martin Luther King, who says, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Finding ourselves in Africa, especially in Liberia, we have come on the survey and we have understood that the context of Africa, especially Liberia, the orientation in Liberia has given men greater authority in all sectors of society, such as to govern, to make decisions for the family, without the representation and the participation of the female partners. As such, most men have grown to the extent to understand that violence against women, like such as beating, non-support for children or the homes and everything, are just normal habit in the home. And we said, no, we don't think that these things should be done. Because if we feel that women are partner to us, they too should have their voices heard. their rights protected, and their values and dignity upheld. That's why we went through.
Talking about right and dignity, all those loving and caring or cheerful word. I would like to know something about your crusade or your campaign, because this is a word or a statement that affects the nation and the whole world in particular, not only Liberia.
Definitely.
Talking about He4She, there are other countries too that have women that have been marginalized and pushed away by men. Are you planning to take this organization from a national level to an international standard? Is there anything in that pipeline?
Indeed, that is our plan. But we need to strengthen our backyard, which is Liberia. Indeed, we will jump out there. And we believe that we'll get there. Reason is quite common. Because when men of Liberia get to understand that violence against women is wrong, or are wrong, the violence are wrong against women, we believe that they will be able to reduce the practice. Like for instance, just in 2017, we had approximately 1,625 reported cases of sexual gender-based violence in Liberia. That those are just what were reported. And out of those reported cases, we had 45% of the reported cases to be perpetrated against children below 0 to that of 17. And those perpetration, those gruesome practices that were carried on constitute rapes, killing, and other things. And that documentation was documented by the Ministry of Gender, Children Social Protection in 2017. And UNFPA also had in the same 2017 report that out of 5 adolescent girls in Liberia, 3 of them are either baby mothers or pregnant. And who are pregnant these girls? The men. Who are abandoning these girls? The men. So we believe that if we engage our men, we can reduce the practice. And just in this year 2018, between April to May, according to ELBC, the national radio station, correspondents from the counties reported over 15 cases. And those 15 cases reported by the correspondents from the counties highlighted 10 of those cases to be murder cases, of which women were brutally murdered.
I would like to warn you there. That's a very, very fun start, or to look at the fact that women are the enemies of being marginalized in a lot of ways. But looking at the fact that the Crusader or the campaign He4She, I really want to baffle with that topic, or the name given to that campaign. Looking at the fact that women are not the only people always in the case of being marginalized.
Definitely.
Let's take for instance, there was a case in Nima County that I followed last year during the Christmas season. That was 2016 Christmas to 2017. There was this father that actually this kid was staying with, and his uncle came home while he was drunk.
Yeah.
He slept with this little boy. This boy was sleeping on a bench, and the uncle sodomized him and raped him. So let's take the fact that women are not the only people being marginalized or going through the space of being abused or violated. There are boys, children that stay with people, and people use them, and at the end of the day, they don't go to school. So what is your organization putting in place to help not only the women? Because each time we talk about gender-sensitive issues, we always focus on female. What about the male? What about the kids, the children, the boys' children coming up? What do you have to say about them?
Definitely. One of our strategies within the organization, the He4She Crusaders Liberia, is to target the male and also the marginalized groups. And the marginalized groups include those boys also.
Yeah, women and children.
Yeah. Like the instance you just narrated, like this child was sodomized by his uncle within the town and everything. These are, we are not saying it is not gruesome, it is a gruesome practice of which we are talking against it, but they are on a very, very, very low level. Women, the violence perpetrated in Liberia, let me use Liberia because this is my context, country, in Liberia is mostly against women than against male. When we take the ratio, it will actually be 90 to that of 10. Gruesome practice against women is 90, and boys and everything is around 10. So if we engage the men who are the perpetrators of the hindrance crimes against women. And they get to understand that violence against women is wrong, and they reduce the violence. Indeed, it will take over to that of the male.
Looking at the fact, let's discuss with the women. There are cases that you were trying to narrate about 2017, 2018 to May, all those things. Looking at the fact that women are always at the survivor end or the victims in cases involving SGBV. So involving SGBV, like I was saying, I will hold you right there because I think we'll take a short break right now. We will be right back. You are watching CTV Africa, and this is Jenna Shrimp. Hello viewers, and welcome back to the program Jenna Shrimp, and you are watching CTV Africa. My guest for today on this platform is Mr. Tamba Johnson, the CEO and founder of the He4She campaign in Liberia. And today we are discussing the He4She, what motivated that movement in Liberia. Like Mr. Johnson was saying, most cases or crimes perpetrated against women are done by men. So Mr. Johnson and I, we are discussing the topic today. Mr. Johnson, as I was saying, we was talking about women that have been violated in the racial and statistic given by the Gender Ministry from 2017. Yep. Okay, first of all, before we dive into that discussion, I want us to know, why do women always think at their end of being victimized? What really prompts men to get into that act? Is it that we are not doing something right, or we are always motivating them to hurt us?
Well, from the cultural context of Africa, African men believe that women are property of them. And because they believe that women
No, I'll hold you there. Are we your property?
Well, African context suggests that women are property.
But you are on African men, you are. So I'm asking you, are we your property?
You are our partner in development.
Okay.
You are our partner in development. African men believe that as long as you pay, quote unquote, what we call the dowry, or you marry the woman becomes your property. So because they become your property, they have all right to do whatever they want to do.
So you will use her, sleep with her, born children by her, and dash her. Or if possible, if you see her with another man because she don't want you, you will kill her. Is that the African man or the Liberian man mentality?
Well, Liberia borrow culture. Liberia does not have, like you say, like this, like culture were incorporated or borrowed from other areas. Remember, the 16th tribe of Liberia hailed from different areas of Africa.
Of course.
And while coming to Africa, they keep along with their own culture. And those culture are still maintained within the tribes in Liberia from the African context. So, sleeping with women, born a child by woman, and abandoning them, as I said earlier, from the context of African culture, believe that woman is a property of a man. So, as such, man has a right to treat the property as he or she feels. He feels that property should be treated.
Okay.
So we are saying, we believe that culture is 100% good. But there are some practices in culture that we need to look at very keenly, that we need to address, such as violence against women.
I'll pause you again. That brings me to the questions. What mechanism are your organization putting in place to limit or lower the risks of the violence and the perpetration, the wickedness, the gruesome murders against women within Liberia? What are you doing to stop it?
Yeah, we realize that the lead perpetrators of the gruesome practices or violence against women are the men. So what we are doing to engage the men? Engage the men through dialogue, engage the men through conferences, engage the men through training on international instruments, training on the Constitution of Liberia that provides. I always tell people when I'm training, like the preamble of Liberia Constitution says, we the people of Liberia. And the word we suggests that including men and women. We. It doesn't say the men of Liberia, it says we. So it shows that we are all inclusive. And in being inclusive, we all should have right when it comes to decision making and when it comes to a position, holding a position for the nation.
So let's come to the fact that your organization are doing a part. They are trying to put things back in order. So my questions now will go directly to your achievements. when you started this movement or or group that you want to make an impact in Liberia society,
Definitely.
how many men you see are pulling in to support your idea?
Well, this particular movement or the Crusaders, the He4She Crusaders Liberia, I tell you, whenever we go out, we sell the idea, people are pulling in on the regular basis. As I speak to you, I have received more than 4 to 5 different calls from Bon County, from Mankibi County, from Lofa, and from Nima. They are all asking, when are we going to establish our sub-branches within these counties? They are enthusiastic about working together to end violence against women. Why? It's because of the awareness we have created through our radio broadcast and through other network that they have bought and continue to buy the idea.
I'll now take you to the gender ministry. Recently, you people hosted our conference in Banka, in Bon County, and our conference focuses on the He4She campaign.
Definitely.
Was that movement organized by you or the gender ministry coordinated with you people to motivate and push their dream ahead?
Well, the gender ministry along with the UN women and us work together for the success of the particular all men's conference in Banga. As I tell you, we were one of the partners when it comes to decision, deliberating on issues when it comes to women's rights, and we are being asked to help on the coordination of the national task force for the He4She Liberia. The He4She Crusaders Liberia has been asked by the Ministry of Gender in order to coordinate the He4She task force in Liberia. That shows that the work we have done has been bought and people are seeing the need to collaborate with us in order to make it not only in a smaller group, but make it national, and eventually we'll find ourselves on the international wire. As we speak now, the He4She Crusader Liberia is now asking the ministry, the women, the UN women for partnership. When you go on the website of the UN women, we are now trying to sign in for the global He4She campaign. Well, as we speak now, we do not have no donor. No one has funded us yet, but we have used our meager resources that we have generated over the time. Just recently, we wrote the Swiss embassy, explaining, telling them who we are and everything. They think that they want to buy the idea, and then apparently they may call us up for the meeting. We don't know yet, but we do not have that. We wrote the UN women. The UN women have a copy of our brochure and the work we have done, and apparently in the future they may call us. And as we speak, President George Manuel Weah has signed out to build the He4She champion in Liberia, and that is the thumbs up to our campaign, because he bought the idea. He have understood that if men are involved, that campaign can end. We can reduce the practice of female genital mutilation, but hardcore violence against women in Liberia. So that actually have taken us. We do not have no financial gain yet, but believe there will be some.
We are discussing women's rights in Liberia and how do men stand to support women. That is the He4She campaign. You are watching CTV Africa. We take a short break. When we come back, we continue our discussion. I am Grace Williams. Keep watching. Welcome back. So, Mr. Tamba, as I was saying, the He4She campaign been on for a very long time. I want to know some of your work. Where have you been, and how well have you achieved some of your goals you set up?
Well, we have actually been working in Monserrate County among the men. We have engaged people from the legislature, we have engaged people from the executive, and we are engaging people from the social media, and also from the network of female genital mutilation. Those men that are working there, we have engaged in everything. So we have actually worked in Monserrate, and now we are expanding into other counties. As we had the All Men's Conference, we were able to commend our work in Bon County, of which, as I said earlier, people have bought the idea, and they are very much enthusiastic for the group to expand into this. But we will start it gradually. As I said earlier, we do not have financial support. But however, with the passion we have, we will commence the work in this county very, very soon. And most of other county, we are anticipating of establishing 4 outlets in most of other county. Reason is that most of it is very big, and these outlets will be coordinated by coordinators.
Okay, looking at the fact that you have been there acting, you wanted to move forward, I know you will have challenges along the way. So what are some of the challenges that you face in running this organization?
Well, one of the greatest challenges we have faced now is financial support. When we receive financial support, I tell you, before 2023, I can tell you that there will be a dramatic reduction in the behavior change of men in Liberia. Reason is quite common because our strategies out there, we are engaging the traditional leaders. We believe that when the traditional leaders are engaged and they understand, when they speak, the children will listen. We also engaging boys and girls, and boys especially in the high school area. We believe that when they are trained and understand and buy the value of women's rights, they will be able to disseminate it to their peers in the community and also in their homes. We're also talking about intellectual area, such as the attachments and everything. When we engage men from the area and buy the idea, we believe that the reduction of violence will reduce in Liberia. So those are some of the strategies we are using. And also the legislature, roundtable discussion, put the cards on the table. Why do you think women should be marginalized?
I don't even want to talk about the legislatures because you know that our house is mostly occupied with men, and you are talking about He4She. We are marginalized there, so let's just leave that.
No, but for the legislature, definitely, we have Lois Fala in the legislature. We have
only two or three
persons in the legislature,
which is bad.
When we engage them, you see, our strategy is, you have a best friend. When I engage my best friend, and my best friend buys the idea, he changed. My best friend has another best friend. He will engage his best friend. When his best friend is changed, his best friend will engage another best friend. So for me, I've affected one person has affected another person has affected. So before we come to ourselves, if we are 10 person have affected another 10. So 10 times 10, we are gradually moving. So that's why we are.
Okay, my platform is based on women empowerment and the major cause of sexual gender-based violence against women in Liberia. Definitely. So I really want to know, Mr. Tamba, what are some mechanisms you are putting in place to empower women?
Well, one of the mechanisms we have in place to empower women, we believe that knowledge is power. So we empower women through providing adequate information to their rights. That is one of the things we are doing. We do not have financial gain to give you, but we believe that we will empower you with knowledge that which you have in order to stand on your own, you can think. So that is what we are doing now with the women. We are providing knowledge for them when it comes to their legal rights, the Constitution. We use the Constitution a lot. We use the international instruments that Liberia have signed and everything. That's how we are empowering women. Is what we are doing.
Can you please sell He4She to the public before leaving?
Well, He4She Crusaders Liberia is an all-male dominated organization. Our crusade is to have more men join the campaign to reduce the violence against women in Liberia. We are not saying eradicate because it's difficult to eradicate violence against women, but we can reduce it dramatically. The He4She actually was launched worldwide in 2014, and the first two persons that signed up to be the champion for He4She was Obama. One of the persons that signed up was Obama, who actually signed out to be the He4She. In Liberia in 2016, President George Weah, who was then senator, stood along with us for the He4She in Liberia. So this is why we're using as one of our champions, or male champion in Liberia. He4She is calling on all Liberians, especially male, to join this campaign to teach our brothers, to educate our brothers on the rights of women in Liberia. Women have rights just like men have rights. So join the campaign and we will reduce violence in Liberia.
Okay, you are watching CTV Africa. My name is Grace Williamson. Today we've been discussing the He4She campaign within Liberia. I've been here today with the CEO and founder of the He4She Crusaders in Liberia, Ms. Tamba Johnson. And my own takes on the He4She campaign is this. Men are our father, they are our brother, they are our leaders, our friend, our teachers, our motivators. And we know that if men will stand by us, support us, and give us that right that we deserve as women, there will be less crime perpetrated against us nationwide. If you are a man out there and you love beating your women, or you have one wife, if you also love abusing your sisters or other people's daughters, and you are in the act of raping or forcing them to do what they don't want to do, this platform is here to encourage and motivate you to stop, that there is still room to make a change. We are human, we have the right to live, and we have the right to survival. Give us the chance to do what we want to do and do it the way we want it to be done. I'm Grace Williamson. The program is Jenna Scream. Do join me for another edition next week. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye from my end.